You know what's funny? Yesterday we had Howard Eskin on, and this is what he did. He said, make sure you give this message. Howard, I know you're watching. He said to give this message to my friend. He wanted this. He said, give it. And I go, I'm going to take that message and I'm going to show Angelo. And then he goes, no. You tell him I love him. Oh, no. And I'm going like, man, you two guys, morning and afternoons going after each other. I absolutely love it. And I'm the stupid ass in the middle here, so I'm all good with it. Without further ado, our dear friend and man we love very much, it is Angelo Cataldi. He joins us now here on the program. How you doing, Angelo?
That's not the first time Howard gave me the finger. I could tell you that.
No, I go like this to him. I go, hey, I got Angelo on tomorrow. And he messages and he popped that up and he goes, no. I go, I'm going to screenshot this, and I'm going to show him because I got to tell you, me and him are we're probably brothers somehow, somewhere. We're related. I go, me and you, man, we don't have anybody. We don't have any blood in the water here. So I don't know. How about this, man? I mean, look at all the moves that Howie's made in the last 7-8 days. Right. Do you believe that he's overestimated the talent that he brought back on this team? Because look at the trades. They got a wideout. They got a quarterback. They traded for a corner. I mean, how do you look at this offseason? There's surely a lot of glazing going on here for the general manager, albeit he's great.
No, I think it raises questions about the original creation of the roster, that he's had to change it so much. But that's Howie. He often does that. He sees somebody out there that he thinks is better than the guy he's got. He goes out and gets them. 3 trades in one day, the week before the season starts. That's vintage Howie. I don't question his talent evaluation anymore. He's been really spot on with it for a while now. But the questions being raised about the defense are valid, because that's where they lost all their guys, all the proven talent, and now they're trying to mix and match to fill in with it. And it goes back to his original philosophy. I'm not going to do what I did 7 years ago. I'm not going to bring back all the people from my Super Bowl winner. And so he let a lot of people go. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think their wide receivers an issue. The defensive line is definitely going to be a question mark at the defensive secondary. And I think that we don't have a clue. We saw very few of these guys are going to be important in the regular season. They just didn't play. They do this every year, and usually they start rather weakly. They don't start great. The first few weeks, they don't start great. But you're starting with Dallas and then KC.
And then the Rams.
Right? And then the Rams. Dan, and the schedule doesn't let up much. There's
no, then you get the Bucs and you got Denver on that too.
See, this is not like last year. You dig a hole this year, it's going to be harder to dig out of it because you don't have like a cluster of weak teams coming off a bye. So I think it's a question mark. Howie made this decision. I don't think Howie had as a top priority to win another Super Bowl the next year, to repeat. And that's why he let some good veterans go and juggled the roster around. We'll see. I don't know. None of us know. They don't even know. They didn't play in one preseason game. They're so timid with that stuff, Dan. I can't stand it.
And
they didn't play McKee. They
played a lot of guys got hurt. And a lot of guys got hurt anyway. I mean, my question to you would be, too much movement on the defensive side?
Yeah, almost definitely there's too much movement. He didn't want to bring everyone back, so he brought less than half of them back. That seems to me a lot of movement for a team that just won a Super Bowl. And they put a lot of faith in Vic Fangio. So Vic had to be going to Howie, in the course of training camp and going, Howie, I don't know. We're going to get some people in here for the line. We're going to get some people in here in the secondary. We're still hurting there. That's what it looks like to me.
So let me ask you a question on, you've dealt with so many coaches in your life. So if a defensive coordinator, you say they're relying on Vic Fangio. So if Vic Fangio goes to Nick Sirianni and says, hey, listen, I don't want all these guys moved off the team.
Yeah.
Who's Nick going to fight for more? Is he going to fight for Howie, or is he going to fight for Vic when it comes to building his roster? I don't think Nick's going to fight for Vic.
He's not going to fight for anyone. Howie does. I mean, basically, Sirianni does what Howie tells him to do. So I don't think Sirianni's going to him. I think I need another defensive lineman. All right, Nick, go back now. So if I need a yes, I'll go back to you. No, I don't. Don't buy that. Nick doesn't push back there. That's the reason that they've given him more latitude than they ever gave Doug Peterson. Peterson pushed back, and he ended up without a job. He ended up having to go to Jacksonville. Nick is not going to do that. Nick knows what lane to stay in, and it's not the lane where he questions how he's selling our evaluation.
I agree. I mean, because you could tell by some of the comments that Vic Fangio has made about. I don't know who this guy is. I've never seen this guy play. I have no idea, and you can get that sense from him. By the way, I got to ask you something. I read your blog. What was the confusion on the whole Andy Reid thing about the?
All right, this thing here.
What happened? What happened, Angelo?
Stuff, it never. All right, so you got to understand, first of all, this all happened 15 months ago, right? Somebody comes out and shoots at the building that the Chiefs is in, and one shot goes right into the office of Andy Reid, 15 feet from where he was. A guy takes a shot. This is the reigning champion of the Super Bowl back then. This is 15 months ago. I used to, long time ago, I used to cover the police blotter. That's where you get all your information on any criminal activity. It comes out every day, the police blotter. This is all the places where the cops visited, what they saw, what charges done, the report on what happened. How did somebody take 3 shots at the building? One that landed in the actual office of the Kansas City Chiefs coach, and it never appeared on the police blotter. How did no one know anything about this for 15 months? And Andy Reid's on a commercial every half hour back then, a year ago, and somebody tries to shoot at his. It's mind-boggling to me how paranoid the Chiefs are. Mark Donovan is the president now, and he was with Reid when he was here, and they share paranoia. Don't worry about that. They're similar that way. And they got the Kansas City legal people have always totally kowtowed to the Chiefs and to Andy Reid. They got this thing to be swept under the rug for 15 months. And here's the irony of the story. Now they have now they suddenly comes out. Kansas City Star finally gets the story. It doesn't go through the normal NFL channels, which would have been through Adam Schefter or one of their guys
Ian Rappaport.
They leak all the information to. No, this comes independent of that. And you go, well, maybe if they had said something 15 months ago, somebody would know something and come forward. But no, they completely swept it under the rug. And Donovan is the only one. Andy Reid, this will shock you. Reid has not made a comment. Whenever something like this happens, the last guy you'll ever get to talk about it is the guy with the attended victim. Hasn't said a word. But Donovan comes out and he goes, well, we consulted with a lot of safety consultant types, and they told us it's best to keep this under wraps. No, it's not. There used to be a TV show called America's Most Wanted. We put every week the guy out there that could have been doing this stuff, and now they go, here, we thought the best way to help the investigation was to activate no one in the public. No, they just it's typical Andy Reid. It's the point I was trying to make. It's not personal. I'm glad no one hit him. All these jackasses that emailed me and said, was it you? No, you. I have had a contentious relationship with him, but it's not a personal one. It's just because I don't like the way he goes about his business. And I don't really care. I didn't really care about the way they did it this time either. I don't think it was the right way to handle it.
No, I definitely not. Angelo, do you think this team is going to repeat as Super Bowl champions?
No, but I'm an idiot. The last guy you should ever ask. Do you understand? I did a couple of podcasts today, and they all want me on to mock me and go. And I go, response, Dan, I return the mock. And I go, I agree with you. I have no idea why you want me on. No one in the world was more wrong about the Eagles than I was a year ago. But somehow you want me back, what, to make an idiot of myself again? Well, I don't think I'm going to this time because my 10-win projection looks just about right.
You think this is a 10-win football team? I think it's 11. I got 11.
All right, 11.
Yeah.
Certainly possible. That's wow, you got only 6 losses on that schedule. That's a tough one.
Wait, I still think Washington. I'm still picking Washington to win the East, though.
Yeah, I think Washington is going to win the division. I got an argument about my son, who's a Giants fan, and went, Washington is overrated. I said, your team, the Giants, they stink. We know they stink, right? Those are Eagle wins. Washington, it seems like they're on the upswing to me, and they have good coaching, and I really like the kid quarterback. I think he's really good. So, I think I would favor them.
I've got to ask you a couple other questions. The loss of Wheeler, does that mean it's done for the Phillies now for them winning the World Series?
Yeah, that's the other thing I dealt with in the blog because, first of all, he's going to end up being 2 significant surgeries. The first one was for the blood clot. Now he's got a capsule and it's throwing out. Man, oh man, I'm so glad they held religiously to those pitch counts so that he would not get hurt during one of these seasons where they desperately need him. This is the stupidity of it. And Dan, nobody questions it. No one questioned it last year. Now you see that the pitch count thing didn't really help. I would have used another 20 pitches that first playoff game. We probably would have won it, right? Yeah. But no, we gotta watch this stuff. There's no medical science that supports 100 pitches, 100. There's nothing like that. So now, do I think the window may have slammed shut here? Well, do you see a team that's going? I mean, I don't see it without them.
I don't think they're better. I don't think they're better than San Diego or the Dodgers.
It was hilarious to me when some of these kiss-ass media people that cover the team now went, well, it's time for Aaron Nola to step up. Aaron Nola on his best day can't shine Zach Wheeler's shoe. Right? So please don't tell me about Aaron Nola. He's been giving up 4 to 5 runs a game for the last 3 years since he got his big paycheck, since he got a $72 million deal. Aaron Nola is not going to fill the void. Sanchez is good. I like him. I think he's going to help him some, but Sanchez, Luzardo, it's not enough. It's not enough. Now, you got the big arm on the back of the bullpen now, but it's not enough. I don't think it's enough. I think you'll see the Dodgers really suddenly start take serious winning games, and I think they're much better.
I'm going to read you something, Angelo, and I want to get your take here. So, unfortunately, I've got a text message from my friend, Merrill Reese. Dan, I've been told by WIP that they have an exclusivity clause in my contract that prohibits me from doing podcasts that aren't the property of Odyssey. By the way, he's been on 4.5 years without any problems. I've always enjoyed going on with you, and it's been really great. And I'm so sorry, but I have to abide by their policy. And I was like this, and I go, listen, I have no ill will towards Merrill. Obviously, I don't. And what happened was Merrill showed the cleats that were signed by Jalen Hurts, and it was a gift that he gave. IP saw it, and so did the Eagles saw it. And so they came down on him, who they don't even know how to ask questions. I get Merrill on for one reason. You know what that is? Can I tell you one of the reasons I get you on as well? Is because you guys are storytellers about the times that you've dealt with the Philadelphia sports fans, and the Philadelphia sports fans have grown up with you. I want them to hear your interactions and the stories that you have had over the years, because you know why? That to me educates me and educates our audience, because you've been involved with it for so long. Same with Howard. That's why, to me, it's more of a slap at the Eagle fans, because the Eagle fans hear these great stories about Jalen Hurts loving him, or Donovan McNabb, or the story that he has with Vermeil. And so I find it so petty that really a company that you helped build, you were the centerpiece there at that station for a while. I find it really wild that that company's no longer, and that station is no longer what it was. WIP is not WIP. You know what it means now? It means WIMP radio.
Yeah. Well, this is a weird situation to be in. First of all, Merrill Reese, one of the great gentlemen in sport.
Of all time.
One of the greatest people you will ever meet, and very much a team player. If WIP went to him, you can't do that, it's in your contract, he would abide by it, you know. But the fact of the matter is that look, I accused the Chiefs of paranoia a minute ago. I'll double that up for my old employer's WIP. All right, the paranoia there now is not what it was when I was there, and I wouldn't have allowed it. You know why you go on Dan Sileo's podcast? Because people talk about it, and it improves the interest in the team. It promotes what you're doing. What is he doing on this podcast that's going to take away from what's going on WIP? Nothing. You understand? This is the best way I can explain to you the paranoia that exists now at the station that I worked in. A couple of years ago, a documentary guy came to me, wanted to do a documentary on the biggest promotion we ever had, and one of the biggest in the history of radio, wing ball. I wanted to do a big documentary.
One of the greatest of all time.
Established documentarians who really knew what they were doing. And I agreed to help them with it, and they interviewed me, and they went out and found a lot of great people. And WIP banned everyone associated, still with the station, banned them from appearing in the documentary. Wouldn't let them do interviews. Al Morgani was the one who created the wing ball. They wouldn't go on. All right. Wow. They banned everyone from it. And then I found out a few months ago that they actually sold the rights to the name wing ball to a casino in Vegas for $5,000 a year, 3-year deal, $15,000 total. In Vegas, you know what $5,000 is?
Yeah. It's $15,000.
Right? They would not let anyone cooperate with it. And to this day, none of the people that represent WIP have even agreed to see the documentary, which has won film festivals. These guys managed to do it with no cooperation from the station that it glorified. This was great promotion for the history of WIP and the current brand of WIP, and they ran away from it as far as they could go. So paranoia, you're right. It's not the same station it was when I went there, and other people owned it, and people that were more connected to the community. And it saddens me greatly that it's that way, but that's the way it is. I'm not shocked by it. It saddens me, but it doesn't really. My sadness isn't going to make any difference.
Man, damn, Angelo, you and Howard and other people, Morgani, all them guys built that IP. I mean, you know, everyone wants to always kiss the ass of WFAN, but it was IP first. And then it was everyone else in the country followed up. And to see where it is now, I'll tell you this, Angelo, the talent on that station, and I'm not going to sit here and talk, what do I know? Okay, but I'm going to say this. The fans of Philadelphia make that station. They make that station, but when you have talented people like you and Howard and the compelling content, and that's what it is, it's compelling content. When you have people like that, it elevates the conversation. when you have people that are cheerleaders that are on right now,
Mhm.
it's the fans that have elevated those ratings. You know, when people say the ratings are really great right now, well, that's because the fans are so engaged with the Eagles. They're so engaged with the Phillies. That's why they have great numbers right now. It's not the people on the air. It's just not.
Well, I don't know. I made a vow when I left that I wasn't going to listen anymore because you hear me with you. I'm very critical of everything.
Yeah.
I'm sure I would be critical of that. So I walked away, and when I walked away, I really walked away. I wish them well. The people that are there now are good people, and they do it differently than we did it. But maybe they're doing it differently for this because the audience is different now. You know, I mean, the people that are there now are in the target of what your demographic needs to be successful in radio. I, in my 70s, hadn't been in that target for 20 freaking years.
I
was my age as it was. Why are they listening to this old man?
Yeah, but I don't think it has. I think it has to do with being talented. I mean, I don't give a shit what your age is. If you're good, you're good. If you're not good, you're not good. Don't you agree?
Well, you hurt my. I got to be honest. You really hurt my feelings a couple of minutes ago, Dan, when you said that you bring me on to tell stories and all that. And all these years now, I've thought it was for my predictions, and it saddens me, to know that we were not on the same page on what the whole point of having me on.
We both weren't on the same page last year. I tell you what, I took an ass beating too. Trust me, Angelo. I can't wait to get you on again, man. And hey, by the way, he was kidding. He did that, and I go, I'm screenshotting that.
No, it's fine. Believe me. I said to Howard the last couple of times,
he loved you.
The feud is over. You understand? I'm too old for feuds now. The only one I still have is Andy Reid. That I'll take them away.
Yeah. Angelo, thank you, my friend.
See you, Dan. Take care, buddy.
That is my friend, Angelo Cataldi. Absolutely. I sent him that email and that text from Merrill, and he texts me back. All right, guys, hit that like button.